What if the man who abandoned you suddenly asked you to forgive him with only days left to live? Nathan Carter hadn't thought about his father in years, not since the day he stumbled home drunk and disappeared forever. But that voice on the phone, brittle and fading, had shattered something deep inside him. Now here he was, standing outside the apartment of the only two people who had ever made him feel like home, about to tell them that the ghost of his past had come knocking. His hands trembled, but not from fear, from the storm inside him. He didn't want to leave. He didn't want to disappear like his father had. But if he didn't go, would he regret it for the rest of his life? Emily opened the door. Lily's laughter floated down from upstairs. Everything in him screamed, "Don't break this, don't ruin this." But what happened next would change all of their lives forever. If you think this is just another story about love, stay with us. Because in the next few minutes, something will happen that will test the meaning of family redemption and the power of staying when every part of you wants to run. And I promise what you'll discover will leave your heart aching in the best way. Do you want to have dinner with us? The question hung in the frozen air, innocent but disarming. Nathan Carter looked up from his phone, blinking against the soft snowfall settling over Prospect Park. He hadn't even noticed the child standing in front of him. Her beanie was too big, her gloves mismatched, but her eyes held something he hadn't seen in years' light. Lily. A young woman rushed forward, breathless and flustered. Her cheeks were red from the cold, her scarf slipping off her shoulder. "I'm so sorry, she talks to strangers sometimes. We've been working on that." Nathan met her eyes, hazel and tired, with the kind of tired that didn't come from one bad night of sleep, but from years of stretching every dollar, every dream. Her fingers were speckled with dried paint. "It's okay," he said, brushing snow off his designer coat. "Actually, it's been a long time since anyone invited me to anything." Lily grinned. "Mom made cookies for Valentine's Day. She says they're good, but I think the bottoms are a little burnt." "Lily," the woman blushed, covering her face. "They're only a little burnt." "The tops are perfect," Lily said, matter-of-factly. Nathan laughed, a real laugh, not the polite one he used in boardrooms. It surprised even him. "I'm Nathan," he said, crouching down. "And you are?" "I'm Lily. That's my mom, Emily. We live above her art studio. She paints huge murals like the size of buildings. Do you know what a mural is?" "I do." "Okay, we should go," Emily said, tugging gently at her daughter's hand. "I'm sure Mr. Carter has other plans." But Nathan didn't. His luxury penthouse waited with nothing but silence and takeout. Just another evening in a long, empty string of them. He heard himself say, "Is that invitation still open?" Lily clapped her hands. "Mom, please," Emily hesitated. She didn't miss the expensive watch on his wrist, the perfectly tailored coat, the quiet charisma. Still, her daughter had invited him with the purest heart, and he'd said yes. "It's nothing fancy," Emily warned. "Good," Nathan replied. "I could use something not fancy." As they walked, Lily filled the silence with chatter about her school, her favorite teacher, and a boy named Kevin who pulled her hair. Emily stayed mostly quiet, watching Nathan carefully. He was polite, attentive to Lily, but she couldn't shake the feeling that he was hiding behind a mask of calm. They reached a narrow walk-up, tucked between a deli and a laundromat in Brooklyn. Emily unlocked a metal door and led them into a paint-splattered studio filled with color and chaos. On one wall, a mural of a father holding his daughter caught Nathan's eye. "My mom says all dads should carry their daughters like that," Lily said, tugging on his coat. Nathan's chest tightened. His father had carried him like that once, just once before walking out of his life forever. "It's beautiful," Nathan said quietly. "Do you have kids?" Lily asked. "No. No wife? No dog. Just me." "Then what do you have?" she asked, genuinely curious. Nathan chuckled, but it came out hollow. "Money." "Boring," Lily declared. "Money doesn't give hugs." Emily cleared her throat, embarrassed. "Let's go upstairs. Dinner's ready." The apartment above was tiny, warm, lived in. The table was set for two, but Emily quickly added a third plate. Dinner was chicken stew, black beans, tortillas, and, true to Lily's word, slightly burnt cookies. It was the best meal Nathan had eaten in years. Later, as he pulled on his coat, Emily handed him a plastic container with leftovers. "Thanks for being kind to her," she said softly. "Thank you," he replied, "for reminding me what it means to feel seen." He walked home with more than food in his hands. He carried something he hadn't felt in years: hope. The following Tuesday, he came back. Emily opened the door, surprised but not displeased. Lily beamed. "We're making tamales." It became a ritual. Every week, Nathan would visit for dinner. Each time, Emily let her guard down a little more. She told him about her work painting murals in local schools and restaurants, how she cleaned offices when art didn't pay the bills. He told her vaguely that he worked in software, not ready to reveal that he was the CEO of one of the most successful tech firms in New York. One evening, Emily mentioned she was behind on her studio rent. She brushed it off casually, but Nathan noticed the way her smile didn't reach her eyes. The next morning, Nathan made a discreet phone call. The landlord and old business associate agreed to a modest reduction. Nathan transferred the funds anonymously, ensuring Emily could keep painting. He never told her. That same week, Lily approached him with something that shook him to his core. "I had a dream my real dad came back," she whispered, as he helped her with a drawing. "He tried to take me." Mom was crying. "I was scared." Nathan looked at her, unsure what to say. "I don't want him," Lily added. "I want someone who stays." Nathan swallowed hard. That night, he returned home and sat at his desk until 2 a.m., writing a letter. Not to Emily, but to Lily. "Dear Lily, you are kind and brave and curious. If you ever let me, I'd like to be someone who never leaves. Someone you can count on to stay." He sealed the note in an envelope and slipped it into one of her art books the next time he visited. He didn't expect her to find it right away. But when she did 2 weeks later, she hugged him so hard he nearly dropped his coffee. Emily watched it all from the kitchen, her heart suddenly aching with both fear and gratitude. She was starting to care about this man. Too much. And Nathan, he was starting to imagine what it might feel like to belong. But he also knew the higher you climbed towards something good, the farther you could fall. And something was coming. Something that would test not just their bond, but the very idea of what it meant to be a family. Before we continue with the next part, I want to ask you something. If a stranger showed up in your life offering nothing but presence and kindness, would you let them stay or would fear push them away? If this story touched you so far, please hit the like button and share it with someone who believes in unexpected connections. Your support keeps these stories going. The night Nathan slipped the letter into Lily's sketchbook, he didn't sleep. His mind raced with impossible questions. What exactly was this connection growing between them? Was he trespassing into a space that didn't belong to him? Or had he found the one place that finally did? Weeks passed, and the Tuesday dinners continued. The conversations got deeper. Emily began to smile more. Lily had started calling him Mr. Nathan, with the familiarity of a niece greeting a favorite uncle. But Nathan's chest tightened each time she said it. It felt close, but not close enough. One rainy Tuesday, something shifted. Dinner was unusually quiet. Emily barely touched her food. Nathan noticed the bags under her eyes, the tired way her hands trembled while pouring water. Lily was busy coloring, unaware of the tension. "Emily," Nathan asked gently, "everything okay?" She hesitated, then shook her head. "The building's being sold. Our rent is going up." "Triple? I have 30 days." Nathan froze. "Triple," she nodded. "The neighborhood's changing. Apparently that means we're no longer a good fit." "What are you going to do?" Emily's voice cracked just barely. "Find somewhere else. Work more. Stop painting for a while. I don't have a choice." The idea of her giving up painting hit Nathan harder than he expected. Her art wasn't just beautiful, it was alive. It told stories. It had color, breath, emotion. If she stopped creating, the world would lose something it desperately needed, and so would Lily. "No," he said, firmer than he meant to. Emily looked up. "No, what? You can't stop painting. Your work matters." She gave a soft, bitter laugh. "Nathan, art doesn't pay rent. It should, but it doesn't. I clean offices to pay for brushes. I take commissions that barely cover groceries. The mural in that school, they paid me in cafeteria vouchers." Nathan stood pacing. "I can help." The words fell out before he could stop them. "I can cover the rent. No strings. No interest. Just until you get on your feet." Emily's entire body tensed. "Excuse me, I'm not trying to..." "You want to what? Pay my bills like I'm your charity case." "It's not charity, it's support. I didn't ask for support." Her voice rose sharply. "I've done everything alone since Lily was born. I didn't ask for her father's help. I didn't ask for favors. I sure as hell am not asking you." Nathan's stomach dropped. "I didn't mean it like that." "But you did," she snapped. "You think just because you sit at this table every Tuesday, that gives you the right to fix me? I don't want to fix you." Nathan said, his voice quiet now. "I want to be there for you." "There's a difference." Emily's hands were trembling again, but this time with anger. "You're just like the others. You walk in with your big heart and your bigger wallet thinking we're waiting for you to save us." Lily peeked in from the hallway holding her toothbrush. "Are you guys fighting?" Emily swallowed hard. "No, sweetheart. Nathan was just leaving." Nathan stood still for a long second. "Emily." "Good night, Nathan." As he walked out into the pouring rain, Nathan didn't feel noble. He felt hollow. He had only wanted to help, but somehow he had made her feel small, and that crushed him more than anything. He didn't return the next Tuesday, or the one after that, but he couldn't stay away. One Friday afternoon, weeks later, while walking past a downtown office building, he froze in place. On the side of the building, 5 stories tall, was a mural. It wasn't finished, but he'd know those brushstrokes anywhere. They were Emily's. It showed a mother and daughter standing at the edge of a new city, gazing upward, hands clasped. Bold colors, unflinching emotion, stories without words. The signature in the corner said, E. Riveri. A man in a hard hat barked at him to step back. Nathan turned. "Who commissioned this?" "Rivera Art Consulting," the man replied. Why? Nathan's mind raced. Rivera Art. That was the firm he'd contacted anonymously after seeing Emily's portfolio. He'd wanted to help her career, not her rent. Not because she needed rescuing, but because the world needed her art. She never knew the client behind the project was him. That night he went back. Lily opened the door with a squeal. "Nathan, you're back. I knew you weren't gone forever." Emily appeared behind her. She didn't say anything at first. Her hair was streaked with dried paint. Her hands were still stained from the mural, but her eyes, they softened. "I shouldn't have yelled," she said. "No, I pushed. I overstepped. I didn't mean to make you feel small." Emily crossed her arms. "You didn't." "I did. I got scared. It's hard letting someone care about us." Nathan nodded. "It's hard letting someone in when all you've known is people walking away." They stood there for a moment, awkward and fragile. Then Lily ran between them and shouted, "Okay, you're friends again. Now sit down, I made tea." That night they sat on the couch again, closer than before. Emily told him about the mural, about how a mystery client had recommended her. Nathan just smiled. She didn't press further. But later, when he got up to leave, she followed him to the door. "You were the mystery client, weren't you?" Nathan paused. "Yes." Emily let out a breath. "You could have just told me. I wanted it to be your victory, not mine." Her expression was unreadable. "What if I'm proud of it now, but not sure if I earned it?" "You did. I only opened a door. You painted what was inside." For the first time since their argument, Emily smiled. "Thank you for opening the door." As he stepped into the night, Nathan felt something settle in him. Not pride, not satisfaction. Something quieter. Trust. Before we continue with the next part, can I ask you something? Do you think accepting help makes us weak, or does it actually make us brave? If this story speaks to you, please tap the like button and share it with someone who believes in second chances. Thank you for staying with us. It happened on Lily's 8th birthday, the day everything shifted. Nathan arrived at their apartment holding a box wrapped in blue foil and nerves wrapped tightly around his chest. He'd been back in Emily and Lily's lives for a few months now. The dinners had resumed. The laughter returned. But something still hung in the air between him and Emily. Unspoken. Waiting. "Look at my cake," Lily shouted as she opened the door. Mom painted a mermaid on it. The frosting was swirled into a breathtaking undersea world. Emily stood beside it, cheeks pink from the oven's heat, hair tied up in a messy bun, hands dusted with powdered sugar. She caught Nathan looking at her, and for a second, neither of them spoke. "Open it," Lily said, pointing to the gift. Inside, she found a small easel, a set of professional paints, and a note for the artist who already sees the world in color. Her eyes sparkled. "Thank you, Mr. Nathan. This is the best birthday ever." That's when his phone rang. It was Rachel, his assistant. "Nathan, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's your father. He's in the hospital in Santa Rosa. It's serious." Nathan stepped into the hallway, heart thudding. He hadn't spoken to his father in over 20 years, not since the man abandoned him on his 12th birthday. And now, out of nowhere, he was dying. Emily followed him out. What happened? He couldn't answer at first. The weight of old wounds sat like a stone in his throat. "He's in the hospital. Heart failure. They're saying, I need to go." "Do you want to?" she asked gently. "I don't know." It was the first time in a long time someone had asked what he needed, not what he could do, not what he could fix. Before he left, Lily hugged him tightly. "Will you come back?" Nathan looked at Emily. She was holding the door open, holding space for him, uncertain but willing. "Yes, Shipota. I'll come back." Santa Rosa was warm, dusty, strange. The hospital smelled of antiseptic and memory. His father looked small in the bed, a skeleton of the man Nathan once feared. "You came," the old man whispered. Nathan didn't know what to say, so he said nothing. Over the next few days they talked, not about everything, but about enough. His father confessed to years of shame, drinking, and missed chances. He'd followed Nathan's company from afar, read articles about his success. "I thought you didn't need me," he said. "I didn't," Nathan replied quietly. "But I still wanted a dad." Before he died, his father handed Nathan a small box. Inside was a silver ring with a green stone. "It belonged to your great-grandmother. She said to give it to the person who teaches you what real family means." Nathan stared at the ring for a long time. He knew exactly who it was for. When he returned to Brooklyn, it was after 11 p.m., but the light in Emily's studio was still on. He knocked softly. She opened the door and just stood there, eyes searching his face. "You came back. I said I would." From upstairs, Lily's voice called out, "Is that Nathan? Ask him if he's staying for dinner." Emily smiled. "Are you always?" he said. And just like that, they stepped into something new. Months passed. Emily's mural became the talk of the city. She received gallery offers, speaking invitations. Nathan encouraged her but never pushed. They co-founded a nonprofit for immigrant artists, offering space materials and mentorship. Emily ran the artistic side. Nathan handled operations. Lily became their unofficial art critic and hallway tour guide. One afternoon, Lily asked, "Do you love my mom?" Nathan choked on his coffee. "Why do you ask?" "Because you look at her like my grandpa used to look at my grandma. And she smiles different when you're around." He smiled. "Would you be okay with that as long as you keep teaching me Spanish? And stay for dinner even when it's not Tuesday?" "Deal," he said, heartful. That night, he took them out to a little Salvadoran restaurant in Queens. Emily hadn't been out to dinner in years, not like this. Nathan ordered in perfect Spanish, making her blink in surprise. "My grandma taught me," he said. "This place used to be our Saturday night tradition." They walked through his old neighborhood afterward. He showed them the bodega where he bought gum as a kid, the apartment building where his mother worked 3 jobs to keep the lights on. Emily listened quietly, linking her arm through his. She was starting to understand not just who he was now, but who he'd had to be to survive. "I used to think I didn't belong anywhere," he said. "Now I think I was just waiting for the right place." She looked at him, eyes soft. "Where's that?" He turned to her. "Right here. With you two." They kissed under the streetlight while Lily rolled her eyes from the sidewalk. "You guys are gross." But she was grinning. Months later, at Emily's first solo gallery opening, Nathan stood in awe as he saw a painting he hadn't expected. It was the 3 of them at the kitchen table. Emily smiling, Lily laughing, Nathan holding out a tamale. The warmth of it melted him. "When did you paint that?" he whispered. 2 weeks ago, Emily replied. "It's the moment I realized we were already a family." That night, surrounded by guests and art and stories, Nathan got down on one knee. He held up the silver ring with the green stone. "Emily Rivera, will you marry me? Will you let me choose this family?" "Forever." Emily covered her mouth, tears spilling over. Lily shouted from behind, "Are you asking me too?" Nathan laughed. "Lily Rivera, would you let me be your dad?" Yes, she yelled, running into his arms. But only if you keep buying art supplies, Emily whispered. Yes, to both of you. They married in Prospect Park, right on the bench where Lily had first asked, "Do you want to have dinner with us?" As they said their vows, Nathan finally understood. Family isn't who you're born to, it's who you stay for. Now let me ask you, do you believe families can be built from unexpected moments? Have you ever chosen someone to be your family even when the world didn't understand it? Tell us in the comments how this story made you feel. If it touched your heart, comment number 3 below. If it felt just okay, comment number 2. And if you're still unsure, let us know with number 1. Where in the world are you watching from? We'd love to know. And if you believe in second chances, chosen families, and the magic of a simple question, like would you like to have dinner with us? Then please tap that heart and share this story with someone who might need it tonight.